Good morning, everybody. I am Maggie Coulter, president of the Elmhurst Neighborhood Association and a member of Save Sacramento Neighborhoods. I want to thank everybody for coming. We are a very diverse group that has come together on this nonpartisan issue. We have many very serious concerns about both SB 9 and SB 10, two one-size-fits-all proposals to end single-family zoning and neighborhoods in the entire state of California. SB 9 would preempt local zoning by allowing up to 8 units. Oh, geez. Sorry about that. That's the other one. Okay. Sorry about that. By allowing up to 8 units on what is now one single-family lot. No on-street parking would be required. Developers would not be required to provide pay for infrastructure improvements. Neighbors would not be notified, and there would be no public hearings on this 8-fold increase in density to existing neighborhoods. SB 10 would allow cities and counties to approve up to 14 units on what is now a single-family lot without environmental review and without notifying neighbors and without a public hearing. SB 10 also lets city councils undo voter-approved protection of open space, urban boundaries, and other land protections. This is a direct attack on our constitutional right to the initiative process. The diverse opposition to these bills comes from, among others, local governments, neighborhood organizations, housing advocates, racial justice advocates, environmental groups, and fair tax advocates. As does Sacramento's 2040 Draft General Plan, SB 9 and SB 10 propose radical changes to California communities and existing neighborhoods with the threat of much harm and the lack of documentation that they will benefit anybody but developers and investors. These bills would reduce homeownership opportunities, which is desired by people of all racial and economic groups. And they will eliminate the predominantly single-family neighborhoods that so many people want. California needs affordable housing, absolutely, but neither of these bills provide that. Increasing the quantity of market rate housing does not equate to affordability. Eliminating the choice of moderate density housing and the disruption to communities, neighborhoods, and families that SB 9 and SB 10 would cause is completely unnecessary. State law already allows up to 2 accessory dwelling units, also known as granny flats, on every residential lot. These are smaller and shown to be more affordable. The state also has hundreds of miles of underutilized commercial corridors where well-planned, well-thought-out multifamily housing with appropriate infrastructure can be built. We urge our Sacramento City Council members to remove upzoning from the proposed 2040 General Plan, and we urge our Assembly members to heed the negative consequences of SB 9 and SB 10 and to vote no on both bills. I am very fortunate to have here today 2 other presidents of neighborhood associations. So I'm going to first introduce Jesse Reese with the Meadowview Neighborhood Association.
Good morning. My name is Jesse Reese, President, Meadowview Neighborhood Association, and I am opposed to SB 10. And the reason why I am is I feel like SB 10 is not conducive to the well-being of our neighborhood. When you speak of upzoning, I think in terms of San Francisco area. If I wanted to live in San Francisco, I would move there. And there have been an old saying about New York. They call it the concrete jungle. And I think that's what would happen to our area if we had that SB 10 going through. What would we do about parking? what would we do about the canopy? I think most of y'all that might have seen Channel 31 last week when they exemplified the fact of the tree canopy in East Sac, the tree canopy in Land Park, as opposed to the tree canopy in the Meadowview area. And also they done an interview with the young lady that lived on Florin Road. She was concerned about the tree canopy. So with that being said, we feel like that would take away from the canopy in our area, and that is also conducive to childhood death, that conducive to smog and a lot of other illness and things that goes on in the areas. So therefore, I asked the assemblyman, asked our council people to also oppose SB 10. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jesse Reese. So now we have the president of the Mangan Park Neighborhood Association, Jennifer Holden.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Holden, and I am the president of the Mangan Park Neighborhood Association. As the usual response to that statement is, where is that? Or how do you spell that? I'll say it again, Mangan Park. That's M-A-N-G-A-N, Mangan Park, which is just south of Hollywood Park and just north of the Executive Airport in Sacramento. So who lives in Mangan Park? According to niche.com, our racial diversity is 36% white, 32% Hispanic, 23% Asian, and 7% African American. Our education level is about 8% master's degree or higher, 18% bachelor's degree, and 36% some college or associate's degree. So we are a lower middle class, blue collar neighborhood, and I like to call us the last affordable neighborhood on the west side of South Sacramento. Our property values are half of our surrounding neighborhoods. Our 1950s homes are small, around 1,100 to 1,200 square feet, mostly bungalows on quarter-acre lots. We are a quiet, ethnically diverse community living in modest, older homes, working towards the American dream. About a year or two ago, we started getting flyers and daily phone calls asking us if we had property we wanted to sell. They would buy as is. It would be simple and straightforward. Here are some of the flyers I received asking if I wanted to sell my property. Most of them are from Sunday and Open Door. The mailing address for Sunday is in El Segundo, California, and Open Door's mailing address is in Tempe, Arizona. One day, someone called me asking to buy property from me. The saleswoman knew my first and last name and my address. I asked who she was representing, and she said a group of private investors, but she would not give me the name of the group. After asking a couple of different ways, she finally added that the headquarters for the investment group is in LA, but there is a Sacramento office. I asked again for the name of the investment group, and she hung up on me. I have been told by some of my renting neighbors that their landlord is a corporation of some kind. In one case, the rental property is owned by a Chinese corporation. Roughly 40% of lower cost Mangan Park properties are currently rentals. And at their lower price, it is Mangan Park properties that will be ideal for a multifamily redevelopment from a real estate investor's point of view. That's 40% of my blue collar, ethnically diverse neighbors who may soon be displaced to locations further away from their work, their extended family, and their friends, as soon as the law under SB 9 and SB 10 say the bulldozers can arrive. Our politicians are lying to us when they say that SB 10 will create so much housing that the cost of housing must drop. That has never been true of our free market housing system. In our housing system, the highest bidder always wins. And my Mangan Park neighbors have no hope of ever being the highest bidder when there are real estate investment groups and multinational corporations also bidding. My neighbors are striving towards the American dream. A home of their own, clean water, good sewer systems, good schools, safety from violence, freedom of speech, the freedom to vote their conscience, and to have a political voice even if they are poor. Will SB 9 and SB 10 help my neighbors towards the American dream? No. Through densification, these bills will erode our political voice through undermining the voter initiative process, erode our political voice through our right to participate in local land use decisions, overwhelm our sewer systems, reduce our access to clean water, overcrowd our schools, and reduce access to an education to better ourselves, overcrowd our streets with cars, reducing emergency vehicle access, leaving cars more likely to be vandalized and stolen in the night, and creating daily friction between neighbors. And for all our neighbors renting, these bills will reduce their hopes of ever owning a home of their own. SB 9 and SB 10 will keep lower income, ethnically diverse neighborhoods from achieving the American dream. Sold as the pathway to social justice for ethnically diverse communities, the truth is that SB 9 and SB 10 will lower the quality of life for all Californians so that absentee investors and corporations can grow even wealthier while living somewhere else. Please oppose SB 9, SB 10, and the Sacramento 2040 General Plan. Thank you.